Hello beautiful people, Anton here from Warhorse Training. I'm here today for another Train for TV episode. Now, it seems since I've kicked this off, they've become quite popular. I've had a lot of messages about the Bruce Lee one. I also had a message about who's the big guy that's in the Bruce Lee movies, Bolo Yeung, so I'll leave links below to him. He's fantastic. He's one of my reasons why when I turn around to people and say, yes, you can be big, and yes, you can do martial arts, and you're never too big to do martial arts effectively. You know, he's fantastic in both avenues. Anyway, that's not what this video is about. Another request I've had on the topic of Bruce Lee. People seem to love Bruce Lee at the moment, so I'm just going to keep rolling these out until we move on to another character. Well, another actor, I should say. But basically, there is a mini Bruce Lee kicking around. Okay, so this video is all about him. It's all about his training style, how he's copying and imitating Bruce Lee's training style, and how much of an icon Bruce Lee is to this little man. And stay tuned, there's a lot of information. I'll put a video up and I'll just voice over the back. But stay tuned, guys. Okay, guys, so this is the guy known as the new Bruce Lee, or mini Bruce Lee. There's a lot of punts around it. His name is above the top. I'm not going to try and pronounce it because I don't want to disrespect the guy, but it seems like an abbreviated name could be called Ryu. In this video you're watching now, he's currently 6 years old. He's now actually 7. The guy's from Japan. He's been supported by his family throughout his entire time training. I want to make that clear. It has been documented that it's not something he was forced into. It's something that he decided to do because he admires Bruce Lee that much. He got absorbed in martial art movies at the age of 1 and it all started with Enter the Dragon, that fantastic cinematic movie from Bruce Lee that inspired this guy at the age of 1. Crikey. God, if we had this much motivation, imagine where we would be. 5 years later, he's now famous. He's been requested for movies. He's now got things lined up in the future. YouTube sensation is all over the show, hence why I'm doing this video. It's people that have been asking me about him, and I've just done a little bit of research. He's been a paper and cover boy for fitness magazines and, you know, newspapers out in Japan and, believe it or not, in Spain, which I'll get onto in a moment. The scene where he does the Game of Death nunchucks is absolutely amazing. You know, other kids can play concert piano, Mozart, you know, can speak other languages. There's kids out there that can do math that I couldn't even dream of, let alone at their age. You know, there's people out there that are fantastic, but this guy decides to train like Bruce Lee. And the Game of Death nunchucks, and the way that he can manipulate his body, and oh, absolutely outstanding, guys. Honestly, true inspiration. Makes you think, what's our excuse? And like I said, when people say that's not right, a kid should not be that ripped, he should not be forced into doing this, etc., etc., he's not forced. Full family support. You can see it in the video here. It was totally down to himself, not forced whatsoever. It's calm down. You know, who are we to comment? He's entered onto Spanish talk shows, Spanish language talk shows. You can search him on YouTube, search him on their news forums, etc. He's actually had conversations with them about the reasonings why and what he's done and what inspires him and the reasonings. Like I said, in the future, he's forecasted to be on a 2027, so 2027 is going to be his first major martial art movie that is planned. I've not got any information on that at the moment. However, they are thinking about doing it sooner, but obviously 2027 gives him a good time to get himself. Obviously, he'll be about 17 then, and he'll be, you know, happy to move forward. Anyway, let's talk about what's on the screen. So as you see, he's trained in nunchucks. This is quite interesting at the top of a hill. Obviously a bit cold because he's wrapped up warm, but, you know, he's copying Bruce Lee's training routine. His discipline in martial arts is absolutely fantastic, especially as he's training in Jeet Kune Do, the same as Bruce Lee was. He's copying Bruce Lee's training routine. So he'd do some shadow sparring, shadow boxing, practicing kicks as you see on the screen now. What you see on the bottom is that tape format is actually a training tool. Each tape line represents where he is standing and what he can do. The X's represent a person, etc. Guy's got crazy flexibility, really agile, and obviously Bruce Lee's training does work. You can see here with a 6-year-old kid on the screen, obviously I said he's 7 now, but 6-year-old, and he's got this type of flexibility, elasticity in his muscles. Just shows you, you know, a couple of years worth of training, 1 till 6, he's got himself to this level. What's our excuse? As you see, he's watching those yellow platforms. Every time he hits one, he's where a stop and a kick. So you see his back foot placing on where the white lines are as he's doing it. The X's represent point of impact, so look at his second foot, bang, on the point of impact as he hits the pad, where I'm assuming a relative, his mum, you can't really see the face, is holding on to it. It's absolutely fantastic. Age 6 on screen, and the amount of power that he's exerting through training like Bruce Lee. It just shows what time and dedication can do. He's done the push-ups, he's doing fun push-ups, which you'll see on there. Oh, on screen now. Game of Death. Game of Death nunchuck scene. This is what he's most famous for. It's what he got brought onto that Spanish language talk show. It's like, how can you do this? You know, it just shows what time and dedication can do. You know, he's watched the movies inspired by Bruce Lee, as most of us are, and he's just took it upon himself to go, I want to learn that. And I think that's absolutely amazing. True credit to him. I mean, who are we to question this kid's ability? It's just nuts. Absolutely nuts. This little guy follows a strict training routine. It's all self body weights and preservation holds, things like push-ups, pull-ups, squats, lunges, obviously martial art training, nunchucks. He's not doing any weighted splits from what I can see on the record. However, he might be doing something like that behind closed doors. But you can see that he's clearly an athlete in the making and got a bright future. I'm Anton from Warhorse Training. You're the beautiful people. Blah, 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 blah. That's all, folks. No, I'm just joking. You're the beautiful people listening. Like, comment and subscribe to YouTube and Facebook. And thanks for listening. Stay tuned for the next video.